Welcome to a special and scary episode of our channel. Today we bring you a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Yes, you are about to plunge into the nightmare of the Wendigo in the dark forests of Canada. Get ready for a terrifying experience, and please subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss a single chilling detail. Laura and Carlos, two paranormal investigators, embark on an adventure that will change their lives. From the initial investigation to the acquisition of specialized equipment, they are meticulously prepared. These ancient documents could contain clues to the whereabouts of the Wendigo. Laura said, "We need to be well equipped to face any challenge." Carlos responded. After weeks of preparations, Laura and Carlos are finally ready to set off into the forests of Canada in search of the Wendigo. "Finally, we are on our way into the unknown," Laura commented very anxiously. "But we must remember that we are going to go into dangerous and unknown territory," Carlos responded more cautiously. While Carlos was driving along the route. After a long trip, a few meters away a road appears where they must leave the route and enter it. Turning to the right, it is a narrow dirt road where they will be approached to their destination. Arriving at a point on the way, it begins to become impassable to continue in the truck they were traveling in, forcing them to leave and grab their backpacks and equipment and leave the vehicle at that point to continue on foot, entering the thick forest with large trees and a day that was ending. With the last rays of sun, and a strange fog that was appearing, covering the entire forest. After having walked for a while, Laura and Carlos found a clearing in the forest where they could camp. Tired of the trip, the two began to set up camp. Having exhausted their last energy from setting up camp, Carlos tells Laura that they will have to collect wood to make a campfire because it will be a very cold night. "I agree," said Laura. After collecting wood, they arrive at the camp and set up the campfire. Night falls quickly, and thick fog envelopes the forest. The sounds of nature become even more haunting. Laura and Carlos sit next to the bonfire that illuminates the darkness around them. This fog is not normal. It seems that the forest is trying to hide its secrets. Laura said, "We have to be alert. The night in the forest can be scary, and the fog only makes things worse." Carlos responded. The tent illuminated from the inside as Laura and Carlos prepare to rest. Carlos looks through the opening of the tent towards the dark forest. "We can't let our guard down. Tonight could be crucial for our search," Carlos said, whispering. While they try to sleep in the tranquility of the tent, strange sounds fill the forest. Mysterious whispers and creaking branches disturb her rest. Laura wakes up with a start. "Did you hear that, Carlos? Something is moving outside." "Yes, I heard. Stay inside the store. I'm going to check," Carlos answered. Carlos carefully leaves the tent and heads into the fog with his flashlight in his hand. Suddenly, a terrifying scream cuts through the silence of the night. Carlos rushes back to the tent. "Store. Laura, we have to go. Something is lurking in the darkness," Carlos said, scared. Laura and Carlos, terrified by the night's events, prepare to face whatever lurks in the darkness. "We can't go back now. We have to discover the truth about the Wendigo and why this forest hides so many dark secrets," Laura said with a dark voice. "I'm with you, Laura. If we face the Wendigo, we will do it together," Carlos answered confidently. The two leave the tent, illuminating the fog with their flashlights. The sound of breaking branches becomes louder. Laura and Carlos advance towards the sound, determined to face the feared Wendigo. The shadowy figure of the Wendigo is glimpsed between the trees. "There it is, Carlos. It's the Wendigo," said a scared Laura. "We will not go back. We will discover the truth, whatever the cost," Carlos answered. An epic battle breaks out as our brave heroes fight the Wendigo in the darkness of the fog. Laura and Carlos bravely fight the Wendigo in the darkness and thick fog. The creature, with its terrifying figure, tries to stalk the intrepid explorers. "You will not defeat us, Wendigo," Laura said firmly. "We're here to find out the truth, and we won't stop," Carlos continued. The battle reaches its peak when, after a fierce fight, Laura and Carlos manage to wound the Wendigo. "Enough. They don't know what they have done," the Wendigo said in pain with a deep, dark voice. "Speak, Wendigo. We want answers," Laura demandingly tells him. The Wendigo begins to reveal its history. The Wendigo explains its origin and how it became what it is. After hearing the Wendigo's story, Laura and Carlos return to their camp, full of questions and reflections. "I never imagined that the Wendigo had such a tragic history," Carlos said. "Sometimes, evil is born from desperation and suffering," Laura responded. Laura and Carlos, having obtained the answers they sought, prepare to leave the forest behind the Wendigo. "I hope the Wendigo finds the peace he longs for," Laura said. "And may this forest regain its tranquility," Carlos continued saying. After a journey full of dangers and discoveries, Laura and Carlos return to civilization. Upon returning home, Laura and Carlos carry with them an experience that has marked them forever. They discovered that even in the most terrifying creatures, there can be an undercurrent of suffering. "We cannot judge a being without knowing its history," commented Laura. "And we must remember that nature keeps secrets that sometimes it is better not to disturb," Carlos said. Thank you for joining us on this unforgettable adventure in search of the Wendigo. If this story has moved you, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and activate the notification bell for more exciting stories. Until next time. And remember, in every corner of the world, there are stories to discover. See you soon.